Hi there, and welcome to another video tutorial from Phill Iris. Today I'll be showing you how I made this golden cityscape birthday card with a lot of shimmer. To begin with, I cut a panel of black cardstock, this is 210 GSM, to be just smaller than an A6 card blank. And then I put this on a sketching board and got out some paint. This is Pebeo Artist extra fine acrylic paint. It's the iridescent paint in blue black. And I'm using a flat gold taklon brush to apply an even coat. Even though I'm covering up the black cardstock, this helps the iridescence of the paint stand out even more than it would on white, and makes it appear more blue than black, even though that sounds a little daft. I'm drying it with a heat gun, and then to get rid of the warping from all the moisture and the heat, I'm simply rolling that out. I then found this lovely stencil from the Crafter's Workshop. It's by Rhonda Palazzari Designs and it's in Mini Urban Landscape, and I'm lining up just the outlines of the buildings on the bottom. I'm going to use some texture paste. So I'm using some artist masking tape to tape down the stencil on one side, and then to cover up the words that I don't want any texture paste to go through. I'm using Cosmic Shimmer texture paste in Gunmetal by Phill, and this is a really lovely glossy black with like a little bit of iridescence to it. I'm using a palette knife from Bo Bunny to apply this. It goes on like butter really smoothly. And then this is going to create a 3D effect for the buildings. I come in with a second palette knife just at the end because it helps a little. If you've got something like an old credit card, this helps achieve a nice even finish at the end. But if you make sure your palette knife has something to rest on both sides so it doesn't try and remove, that's why I'm going up the buildings rather than across them. It gives a much even finish. Now peeling off to reveal the magic. It's really lovely effects and you get a really sharp and crisp image. Now you may have seen my previous video, I'm going to link it in an I button where I made a starry steampunk box, and this card is to go along with that. So I did the same technique here. I watered down some gold acrylic paint on an acrylic block, and then using a small round brush I'm creating some splashes to make starry night sky. I'm then going in with the second part of this stencil, which is the really genius part, which is the detail section. So I'm going over this in gold, and then I found this squeegee from a Mod Podge collection with a brayer in it. To do this, I'm applying a different technique, so I'm applying some texture paste at the bottom, and then dragging it up with the Mod Podge squeegee. This is because one of the buildings had warped a little in the stencil, that's my own fault. But here it helps to make sure it goes flat. The only thing is, using this technique, I applied too much texture paste. So when I take it off at the end, I like the effect, it's a grungy effect, but if you're looking for a clean, crisp image, you might want to use just a little bit less. So here you can see the big reveal, and it went under just slightly, but it's still a really nice effect. And it means that you can't really see the splatters that I got on the buildings. I'm now creating a sentiment panel. So I'm heat embossing in gold using Versamark ink, this Happy Birthday stamp set from the Rockstar stamp set from Sarah's Signature Just for Men collection, onto a piece of plain paper. Now this is really magic. I'm using tweezers so I don't burn myself, and then going over and just making sure that it's nicely finished off everywhere. That's why I go over a few times. So shortly after this, my camera cut out for a while, I'm sorry, but I'll explain to you what I did. So I'm using these nesting stitch dies that cut out this lovely shape and taping down with masking tape. So I have some shiny Murray cardstock and some black cardstock with the Happy Birthday on it, so I'm using the Murray cardstock as a frame. I stuck it on with Nouveau glue and used an acrylic block to weigh it down, and then stuck the whole thing on the front with some foam pads. I then stuck the panel on the front with foam tape, and stamped the sentiment on the inside in Night Sky chalk ink saying "Hope your birthday rocks" from the same Rockstar stamp set. I then made a box envelope out of this gorgeous pattern paper from the Trendy Blue Lifestyle pad. It's cut to 8 3/8 of an inch square, and then punched and scored at 3.5 inches on the We Memory Keepers punch board. The corners are rounded. I stick it together using some red liner tape, and I cut a panel of the same cardstock with the pattern in the middle on the outside as a label to put the recipient's name on. I just used a calligraphy pen for this. And to keep the envelope closed, I used a glue dot that I'd removed some of the sticky from by touching it multiple times with my finger. When putting the box together, it helps to really make sure you get a nice right angle in the corners. And then that's the card finished. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you got a little bit inspired. If you did, you can go over to my blog for more information, hit the like button on the video, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time.